While the allure of stardom captivates many, the reality of fame can be overwhelming. The relentless demands of long hours, the complete erosion of privacy, and the constant scrutiny from the media can weigh heavily on those in the spotlight. Some individuals find themselves at a crossroads, facing personal challenges, or simply growing weary of the entertainment industry. In some cases, the public's interest wanes, leading to a painful realization that their time in the limelight has passed. This can prompt a surprising decision to leave the glitz and glamour behind and pursue a more ordinary life. Many stars have chosen to step away from acting, seeking fulfillment in everyday jobs that offer a sense of normalcy and peace. These transitions often reveal a desire for authenticity and a break from the pressures of fame, showcasing the human side of those who once dazzled audiences. The stories of these individuals highlight the complexities of celebrity life and the choices that lead them to redefine their paths. Jeff Cohen is best remembered for his role as the hilarious and lovable Chunk in the 1985 cult classic The Goonies. His performance, especially his iconic truffle shuffle dance, remains one of the most memorable moments in 80s cinema. Despite the success of The Goonies, Cohen's acting career didn't continue to flourish, but his time on the set opened doors in another area of the entertainment industry. He used his connections to secure summer jobs behind the scenes in film production, where he quickly realized he preferred the business side of Hollywood over acting. This shift led him to attend law school and become one of the top entertainment lawyers in the United States. In 2002, Cohen co-founded Cohen and Gardner LLP, a firm specializing in entertainment law, where he represents high-profile clients from the film and television industry. He has also written legal commentary for outlets such as The Huffington Post and CNBC. His transition from child actor to successful lawyer is seen as one of the more positive stories of former child stars who managed to thrive in other fields. His story is often cited as an example of how actors can reinvent themselves after their Hollywood careers end. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Amanda Bynes emerged as a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. She gained fame through her roles on Nickelodeon's All That and The Amanda Show, captivating audiences with her comedic talent and charm. Bynes also starred in popular films such as What a Girl Wants and She's the Man, showcasing her versatility as an actress. However, her journey took a challenging turn as she faced personal issues and mental health struggles. In 2010, Bynes made the decision to step away from acting, seeking a break from the spotlight. Since then, she has focused on leading a quieter life, enrolling at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in California. There, she is pursuing her passion for fashion design. Bynes has expressed a desire to live a more normal life, prioritizing her recovery and well-being while staying out of the public eye. Rick Moranis was one of the most prominent comedic actors of the 1980s, known for his roles in beloved films such as Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and Spaceballs. With his unique nerdy charm, Moranis quickly became a household name and a major star in the comedy genre. However, his life took a tragic turn in 1991 when his wife, Ann Belsky, died of cancer, leaving him to raise their two young children on his own. Struggling to balance the demands of being a single parent with his acting career, Moranis gradually stepped back from Hollywood, taking fewer roles and eventually retiring from acting altogether in 1997. He chose to focus on raising his children full-time, stating in interviews that he didn't regret his decision to leave Hollywood. Despite his absence from the screen, Moranis has maintained a devoted fan base, with many hoping for his return to acting. In recent years, there have been rumors of a reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, in which Moranis is expected to reprise his role as Wayne Szalinski. Although he has remained largely out of the public eye, his story is a poignant reminder of the personal sacrifices actors sometimes make for their families. When Danny Lloyd starred in the iconic 1980 movie The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, it became one of the most suspenseful and terrifying films of all time. Lloyd was only 6 years old when he was cast as Danny Torrance, a young boy with psychic abilities who encounters dark, supernatural forces in a remote hotel. What makes his story even more interesting is that Kubrick was able to shield Lloyd from the horror aspects of the film, allowing him to believe he was acting in a family-friendly drama. Lloyd had no idea that The Shining was a horror movie, despite the disturbing scenes involving Jack Nicholson's character. After The Shining, Lloyd acted in a TV film called Will, the Autobiography of G. Gordon Liddy, but by the age of 10, he had completely stepped away from Hollywood. He pursued a very different path, focusing on education and eventually becoming a professor of biology in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, where he leads a quiet and fulfilling life, far from the spotlight of Hollywood. His decision to leave acting was influenced by his parents, who wanted him to have a normal childhood, and Lloyd himself has said that he never really missed acting. Today, he lives a far less spooky life than his on-screen character, but he still appreciates his brief time in Hollywood and occasionally attends fan conventions to connect with the shining fans. Phoebe Cates became one of the most recognizable actresses of the 1980s, known for her roles in films such as Gremlins and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Her famous pool scene in Fast Times, where she emerges from the water in a red bikini, became one of the most iconic moments in cinema history, cementing her status as a bombshell. Despite her success, Cates decided to step away from acting after marrying fellow actor Kevin Kline in 1989 and starting a family. She chose to prioritize her role as a mother and wife, leaving behind the Hollywood limelight to focus on raising her 2 children. These days, Cates runs an upscale boutique called Blue Tree in Manhattan, which sells unique clothing, jewelry, and home goods. Although she has made a few brief returns to acting, including a cameo in her husband's 2001 film The Anniversary Party, Cates has largely stayed out of the public eye, preferring to lead a quieter life away from the pressures of fame. Jack Gleason shot to fame as King Joffrey Baratheon on HBO's smash hit series Game of Thrones. His portrayal of the sadistic and cruel Joffrey earned him widespread acclaim, but after leaving the show in 2014, Gleason announced his retirement from acting. He stated that he never aspired to have a long acting career and wanted to return to a more normal life. Gleason has since focused on his studies, earning a degree in philosophy and theology from Trinity College in Dublin. He now performs in smaller, independent theater productions and has remained largely out of the Hollywood limelight. Freddie Prinze Jr. was one of the most popular actors of the late 1990s and early 2000s, known for his charming performances in hit films like She's All That, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Scooby-Doo. His rise to fame was marked by a series of successful roles that made him a household name among young audiences. However, despite his success in Hollywood, Prinze Jr. made the surprising decision to step back from acting. He wanted to focus on other passions, particularly his love for cooking. This passion led him to become a published author with his own cookbook, Back to the Kitchen, where he shares recipes and cooking tips. In addition to writing, he has appeared in various cooking shows, showcasing his culinary skills. Prinze Jr. also ventured behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, working as a writer and producer for WW, where he contributed to the creative process. Although he has occasionally returned to acting in small roles, he now leads a quieter life centered around his family and his cooking career. From a young age, Shirley Temple captivated audiences with her talent and charm, becoming the most famous child star in Hollywood. By the age of 22, she had already starred in 43 films, known for her curly hair, dimples, and infectious smile. In the 1930s, Temple was a cultural icon, lifting the spirits of Depression-era audiences with her singing, dancing, and acting. However, after years of being in the spotlight, she decided to leave acting behind for good in 1950, when she was just 22 years old. Unlike many former child stars who fade into obscurity, Temple transitioned to an entirely new career: diplomacy. She first became involved in politics as a delegate to the United Nations, and later served as the U.S. ambassador to both Ghana and Czechoslovakia. Temple also sat on the boards of major organizations like the Walt Disney Corporation and the National Wildlife Federation. Her successful second act as a diplomat and public servant is a testament to her versatility and resilience. She remains an inspirational figure who transcended her early fame to make a meaningful impact on the world. In the late 1950s, Jerry Mathers became a household name as Theodore Beaver Cleaver on the beloved television show Leave It to Beaver. This series, which aired from 1957 to 1963, captured the essence of American suburban family life, showcasing the adventures and mischief of a young boy. Mathers' portrayal of Beaver resonated with audiences, making him one of the most recognizable child actors of his time. However, after the show concluded, Mathers made a surprising choice to step away from the spotlight. Rather than pursuing further acting roles, he prioritized his education and enlisted in the United States Air Force, where he served as a sergeant. Following his military service, Mathers transitioned into a career in commercial real estate development, a significant shift from his early fame in Hollywood. Despite leaving acting behind, he maintained a connection to his past by reprising his role as Beaver in reunion movies and series during the 1980s. Mathers continues to make occasional public appearances, remaining a cherished figure among fans of the classic sitcom. After playing Charlie Bucket in the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Peter Ostrom's life took a fascinating turn. His performance made him an overnight sensation, catapulting the young actor into the limelight. The film quickly became a beloved classic, and Hollywood took notice, offering Ostrom a three-picture deal that promised to launch his career into stardom. However, Ostrom developed a passion for horses while filming Willy Wonka, and he made a surprising decision that would change the course of his life. He turned down the lucrative deal and decided to leave acting behind to pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Driven by this newfound passion, Ostrom eventually earned his doctorate from Cornell University. Today, he works as a veterinarian in upstate New York, specializing in large animals like horses and cows. Although he stepped away from the limelight, Ostrom occasionally speaks to schoolchildren about his brief acting career, sharing his experiences and the lessons he learned along the way. Despite his early fame, Ostrom has said that he has no regrets about choosing a life outside of Hollywood. He still receives small royalty checks from Willy Wonka, a reminder of his brief but impactful time as a child star. Ostrom's journey from child actor to veterinarian serves as a testament to following one's passion and embracing a fulfilling life outside of fame. Once the highest-paid child star on television for his role as Jake Harper on the long-running sitcom 2.5 Men, Angus T. Jones made headlines when he decided to leave the show. Earning millions per season, he was at the peak of his career, but as he grew older, he began to feel uncomfortable with the content of the series. In 2012, he took a bold step by publicly criticizing 2.5 Men, referring to it as filth. This statement shocked many fans and industry insiders alike, as it was rare for a young star to speak out against a successful show that had brought them fame and fortune. Following his departure from Hollywood, Jones chose to focus on his education and enrolled at the University of Colorado Boulder. He shifted his priorities towards his studies and personal growth. In addition to his academic pursuits, he reportedly became involved with various religious and charity organizations, seeking a more meaningful life away from the entertainment industry. Since leaving the spotlight, he has largely stayed out of public view, choosing a path that emphasizes personal fulfillment over fame. At the height of his fame, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was a beloved figure in the entertainment world. He gained widespread recognition for his role as Randy Taylor on the popular television show Home Improvement, which aired in the 1990s. His charm and good looks made him a teen heartthrob, capturing the hearts of many young fans. In addition to his television success, he lent his voice to the character of young Simba in Disney's animated classic, The Lion King, further solidifying his status as a rising star in Hollywood. Despite his success, Thomas made a surprising decision to step back from the limelight. He chose to prioritize his education over his acting career. Enrolling at Harvard University, he studied philosophy and history, subjects that reflected his desire for a deeper understanding of the world. His academic journey also took him abroad, where he spent a semester at St. Andrews University in Scotland, immersing himself in a different culture and expanding his horizons. After completing his education, Thomas continued to maintain a low profile, opting for a private life away from the entertainment industry. He has made only a few brief appearances on television since then, including a guest role on Last Man Standing, where he reunited with his former co-star Tim Allen. This choice to step away from fame and focus on personal growth and education highlights his unique path in an industry often dominated by the pursuit of celebrity. In the 1990s, Mara Wilson became one of the most recognizable child stars with her roles in iconic films like Mistress Doubtfire and Matilda. As a young actress, Wilson captivated audiences with her innocent charm, especially in her portrayal of Matilda, a young girl with telekinetic powers in the film adaptation of Roald Dahl's beloved book. Despite her early success, Wilson grew disillusioned with the pressures of Hollywood at a young age and decided to quit acting in movies by the age of 13. She instead focused on her education, attending New York University's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts. After graduating, Wilson pursued a career in writing and became an accomplished author. Her play Sheeple premiered at the New York International Fringe Festival, and in 2016, she published a memoir titled, Where Am I Now? True Stories of Girlhood and Accidental Fame, in which she reflected on her experiences as a child star and the challenges she faced growing up in the public eye. While she no longer acts in films, Wilson has found fulfillment in her writing and remains a beloved figure for her fans, who still associate her with her memorable role as Matilda. Finally, after navigating the intense pressures and expectations of the entertainment industry, it becomes clear why some stars opt for a more grounded lifestyle. Their new paths emphasize the quest for personal satisfaction and a balanced, authentic existence. These choices illustrate the inherent struggles within celebrity life, highlighting that the desire for normalcy and personal fulfillment often transcends the allure of fame, reminding us all of the universal need for peace and